Today we've got Taylor Barrow, and she's going to focus in on a specific client and what happened in that situation from a PEO takeaway, how she approaches her business. She's one of our top performers. How you doing, Taylor?
Hi, Joe and Daisy. Thanks so much for having me.
We're happy to have you. So real quick, can you share with us, kind of your role, what you feel you do best at, and why, brokers, like to work with you?
Yeah, absolutely. So my role is a little unique to standard sales process because I do have that broker partnership that I own, and I work really closely with my brokers to ensure that any prospects or clients that they have really get the best possible experience with ADP, and they always know who to go to because I'm their main point of contact. So I would say, it definitely differentiates because they don't have to worry about navigating who to go to or, do they have the right person, because I do that work for them. And then, in turn, it ends up really setting up their clients for success to have the best possible experience.
Yeah, Taylor. So I know it sounds like you definitely have an agnostic approach, right? You and I currently are working on a deal now. Do you want to add some color behind, that approach you take that allows you to build that credibility with the broker?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as everyone may be aware, ADP has so many different offerings, and it really depends on the client and, their goals. Are they growing? Maybe going through some change. So we really just understand and take the time to really analyze what they're looking for. And then we make our best recommendation. So whether it be Total Source, which is our PEO offering, just Workforce Now, which is our software. And that is really what all of our clients are going to be using in the mid-market space. So if they have a team internally that they can, just need the automation, then they can have Workforce Now. Or we could also layer on the people support on the comprehensive services side. So it's not, trying to push them in a certain direction. It's really listening to them and then making our best recommendation, but ultimately letting the client decide, because nobody knows their business better than they do.
So, Taylor, you and Jay-Z worked on several deals together. Can you guys maybe expand on one that comes to mind that you guys worked on that, became a win and you really added some true value, as you normally do, but that you think specifically top of mind?
Joe, that's one great question, right? So Taylor and I, we absolutely worked on a deal recently that we won. This was a deal where we took that same agnostic approach that Taylor's talking about. It could have been our standalone technology, or it could have went comprehensive services. This specific client wanted to stay lean, but they needed that extra support. They were on a PEO, and they were looking to transition off of it. Based on, Taylor's relationship with the brokers, this was an opportunity we ultimately ended up winning. Taylor, why don't you add some color, though, behind how do you think your relationship with the broker played a factor in, this year-plus long win?
Yeah, I think when, any customer is moving off of a PEO model, it's a really interesting relationship with the broker, because you're both going for the business at the same time. So it's really important to be lockstep at every moment, make sure that we're on the same page as far as timelines, as far as getting, benefit quotes back, and really understand which, responsibilities that ADP is going to take on and which ones the broker is going to take on. So we present as a united front, and being able to be on that same page really makes it seamless for the client, and they feel really taken care of. So they know that there's trusted advisors taking them through this process, because it is a really big transition for organizations.
I would say the united front approach obviously helped us, Taylor, right? I think the fact that the client felt no pressure, they felt like we were putting them in that right position, and that would be kudos to you and to the brokers out there that were able to show that agnostic approach.
That's great. When you're working with brokers and you're working with the employer, at the end of the day, you want everybody to win. And one of the key cornerstones of ADP is our ability to adapt and then give the opportunity to the employer to scale, especially if they're a tech company or they're seeing massive growth. Can you talk a little bit about scalability and how that plays a factor?
Yeah, absolutely. So this deal was a little unique in the fact that they were in 2 different countries. So ADP actually has workforce now in the US and also in Canada. So we were able to accommodate this client uniquely. And, you know, instead of having to have too many moving parts, it really feels like a cohesive option. And then any opportunity that we're in, if there's ever kind of a specific use that that client is looking for, ADP may not offer, then we have a number of partners that we can work with that have gone through all the secure checks and are fully integrated to really provide that seamless service again.
Yeah, Taylor, that's a great segue into next week's episode, right, guys? And so next week, you know, we're really going to hone in and focus on our differentiators, right? Our ability to scale, our ability to adapt, and really be those experts and allow us to give that expertise to those clients. So Taylor, thank you for today. Till next time, guys, we'll see you next week.
Thank you.